Ginger was a girl with bright, curious eyes. She lived in a small, happy village. Flowers grew everywhere and birds sang sweet songs. Ginger loved adventures. Her best friend was Thomas. Thomas was a potter. He made wonderful things from clay, pots and bowls and little animal figures. They spent many days together under the big oak tree. Ginger would tell Thomas stories of brave knights and magical lands. Thomas would listen as he shaped the clay. He made her a tiny bluebird once. Ginger kept it on her windowsill. It was her favorite treasure. Their friendship was strong, like the sturdy pots Thomas made. Villagers said he had a special gift, a touch of magic in his fingers. He always made things with love, especially for Ginger. Their laughter filled the sunny meadow. Their bond was truly special. One crisp morning, Thomas decided to explore the depths of the forest. He was on a quest for new clay, a special kind that could only be found in the Whispering Woods. The woods were deep, ancient, and filled with towering trees that seemed to touch the sky. Sunlight struggled to reach the forest floor, creating a mystical, shadowy atmosphere. Villagers often whispered tales about the forest, stories filled with wonder and fear. They said it held secrets, and sometimes it held danger. But Thomas was not afraid. He was driven by curiosity. He wanted the best clay for his art, clay that would make his creations come alive. Before he left, he waved goodbye to his best friend, Ginger. "I'll be back soon," he called out confidently, his voice echoing through the trees. He walked into the cool shade of the trees. The air grew still, and the birdsong faded away, leaving an eerie silence. Strange, otherworldly flowers bloomed in the dim light, their colors vibrant yet mysterious. After hours of searching, he found a patch of shimmering silver clay. It was perfect, just as he had hoped. As he gathered the clay, a mist appeared out of nowhere. It swirled around him, thick and enchanting. The mist whispered strange, forgotten words. Thomas felt dizzy, as if the world was spinning around him. He tried to find his way back, but the familiar path had vanished, leaving him lost and confused. His mind grew foggy. He could not remember his own name, his home, or his best friend, Ginger. Just then the Queen's guards, who were patrolling the forest, passed by. They saw his skilled hands and decided to take Thomas with them. He was lost, but his journey was far from over. The Queen ruled from a tall grey castle. It stood on a high hill. It looked down on everyone. The Queen was stern and powerful. Her heart was said to be as cold as stone. She desired many things: rare jewels, powerful spells, and now a magical artifact, an ancient chalice. It was said to hold immense power. She needed a skilled craftsman. Thomas was brought before her. He looked confused, but his hands, they remembered their skill. The Queen saw this. "You will work for me," she declared. "You will be my royal potter." They gave him a new name, Artisan. He had no past to compare it to. He was given a workshop in the castle dungeons. It was dark and damp, not like his sunny village studio. He began to work. He made beautiful things, vases and goblets for the Queen, but they lacked the warmth and joy of his old creations. He was making the magical chalice for her. It took all his skill. Back in the village, Ginger waited. She stood by the edge of the village, her eyes scanning the horizon every day. Days turned into a week, then two. Thomas did not return. The sun rose and set, marking the passage of time, but there was no sign of him. Worry gnawed at Ginger's heart. Each day, her concern grew deeper, and her nights were filled with restless dreams. The sunny meadows felt empty without him. The laughter and joy they once shared seemed like distant memories. The big oak tree seemed lonely. It stood as a silent witness to her growing despair. She asked everyone, "Have you seen Thomas?" No one had. The villagers shook their heads, their faces mirroring her worry. The Whispering Woods kept its secrets. The dense forest seemed to whisper tales of mystery and hidden truths. Fear began to creep in, but Ginger was brave. She steeled herself, determined to uncover the truth. She would not give up. She started hearing whispers. The forest seemed to call out to her, urging her to continue. Travelers spoke of a new royal potter in the Queen's distant castle. The news spread like wildfire, reaching even the most remote corners of the village. A potter with amazing skill, whose creations were unlike anything anyone had ever seen. a potter who appeared from nowhere. His origins were shrouded in mystery, adding to the intrigue. Ginger's heart skipped a beat. Could it be Thomas? It had to be. The possibility filled her with a renewed sense of hope, but why was he there? The questions swirled in her mind, creating a storm of confusion. Why hadn't he come home? What could have kept him away for so long? She knew she had to find out. The answers lay beyond the horizon, and she was ready to seek them. She had to save her friend. Her resolve hardened. She would not rest until she brought Thomas back. One evening, an old woman from the village approached Ginger. Her eyes were filled with wisdom and kindness. "Your friend is lost, child," she said softly, "but not forever." Her words were a balm to Ginger's troubled heart. She pressed a small, smooth stone into Ginger's hand. The stone felt warm and comforting. "This is a memory stone," the old woman explained. "It holds the power to guide you to those you seek. It will guide you to him." With the stone in her hand, Ginger felt a surge of determination. She was ready to embark on her journey. Ginger stood at the edge of the whispering woods, her heart pounding in her chest. The trees loomed tall and dark, just like in the stories she had heard as a child. She took a deep breath, feeling the cool air fill her lungs, and clutched the memory stone tightly in her hand. It glowed brighter now, as if sensing her purpose and determination. With a final glance back, she stepped onto the hidden path, her steps steady and sure. The air was cool, and silence pressed in around her, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. She thought of Thomas, his kind smile, his gentle hands. This memory gave her strength and courage. The memory stone pulsed in her hand, casting a soft, reassuring light on the path ahead. Otherwise, the woods were very dark, almost impenetrable. Shadows danced at the edge of her vision, flickering and shifting like phantoms. Whispers seemed to come from the trees, trying to trick her, trying to make her turn back. They were insistent, almost pleading. "You are lost," they seemed to say. "Go home." But Ginger kept walking. She trusted the stone, and she trusted herself. The woods tried to confuse her. Paths twisted and turned, leading nowhere. But the stone always showed the true way, its light unwavering and true. She remembered the stories she told Thomas, stories of brave heroes who faced impossible odds. Now, she had to be her own hero, to forge her own path through the darkness. After many hours, the woods began to thin. Sunlight dappled through the leaves. Ginger felt a small surge of relief. But her journey was not over. She came to a wide, shimmering river. The water sparkled with 1,000 tiny lights. There was only one way across, a narrow, rickety bridge made of old wood, and guarding the bridge was a large green fish. It had wise, ancient eyes. The fish looked at Ginger. "To cross my bridge, you must answer a riddle," it gurgled. "What is easily broken but hard to mend, and can be lost but always found by a true friend?" Ginger thought hard. She looked at the memory stone in her hand. She thought of Thomas. "Is it a memory?" Ginger asked. The fish smiled, its scales glittering, "or perhaps friendship itself," she added. The fish nodded slowly. "Clever girl," it bubbled. "Memories and friendships are precious. They can be fragile, but true connections can heal them. You may cross." The Queen's castle was even more imposing up close. Its grey stone walls seemed to reach the sky. Guards patrolled the entrance. Their faces were grim. Ginger knew she couldn't walk in the front gate. She searched for another way. The memory stone led her to a small, hidden passage. It was dark and narrow, but it led inside the castle walls. She slipped through, quiet as a mouse. Inside, the castle was a maze of cold corridors. Torches flickered on the walls, casting long, dancing shadows. Ginger followed the stone's insistent glow. It led her down winding stairs, deeper and deeper into the castle. The air grew damp and cool. She could hear the faint clang of a hammer. And then, a familiar sound, the whir of a potter's wheel. Her heart leaped. She peeked into a dimly lit workshop. And there he was, Thomas. His back was to her. He was working at a potter's wheel. Ginger took a deep breath. She stepped into the workshop. "Thomas," she said softly. Her voice trembled a little. He looked up. His eyes showed no recognition, just mild surprise at seeing a stranger. "Who are you?" he asked. His voice was flat, empty of warmth. "How did you get in here?" He sounded like a different person. It broke Ginger's heart, but she did not give up. "It's me, Thomas, it's Ginger." She took another step closer. He just stared, confused. She reached into her bag. She pulled out the little clay bluebird, the one he had made for her. "Do you remember this?" she asked. His eyes flickered towards it. A tiny frown appeared on his face, as if trying to grasp a forgotten dream. "We were friends, Thomas." "Yes, Thomas, it's me!" Ginger cried, tears of relief streaming down her face. His name! He said her name. The sound was music to her ears. Suddenly his eyes widened. The fog lifted completely. Memories flooded back. The sunny meadow, the bluebird, their friendship, the whispering woods, the mist. "Ginger!" he exclaimed, his voice full of emotion. He remembered. He truly remembered everything. He looked at the chalice on his wheel. He looked at the cold workshop. He understood. The Queen had used him, used his forgotten skill for her selfish desires. "The chalice," he said, "it feels wrong, it feels dark." Ginger nodded. The old woman said it held dangerous power. Together they made a decision. Such power should not belong to anyone.